Okay, in this video we are going to create a surface profile along this alignment. So we've imported a surface and we have created an alignment, and now I want to get an idea of what the surface is doing, so what the existing ground is doing as we travel along our alignment. And to do that, I'm going to create a surface profile. So here in the ribbon, in the Create Design panel, there's a profile drop down, and I want to create surface profile. And in this drawing I only have one alignment. If I had many alignments I could select others by clicking on the drop down, but again only one alignment here, so I will leave it on the proposed road center line. Also, I must select a surface, and in this drawing there is only one surface, so that makes it easy for me to select. If there were multiple surfaces, they would also show up as a list here. And then I want to see a profile, in this case, along the entire alignment. So I want to see what the surface is doing, what the existing ground is doing under this alignment for the whole length of the alignment. If I did not want to see the whole thing, I could break it into parts, or just sample a little bit of it. I could change this end station to only show the amount of the alignment that I would choose, but in this case we'll leave the whole alignment and we will generate a profile. So now I've got an alignment selected, I've got a surface selected, I know how much of the alignment, and I want to add uh, to my list here, and then I can click on Draw in Profile View, which of course brings up another window full of options for us to choose. So uh, again, we could select a different alignment here, but I'm going to leave this alignment. I will name the view, so we're going to create a grid basically, and I want to name that grid. Let's name it Proposed Road Centerline Profile. And I could give it a description if I wanted to. Um, in this case, I will leave major grids in HGP, or horizontal geometry points. We'll leave that for now. We could always change our style later. And I will leave this default layer alone. And then I will click Next. Again, we could choose our station range. I'm going to leave it automatic to sample the entire alignment. If I wanted to break it down shorter into shorter segments, I could use this user specified range button. Again, I'll just leave it on automatic. Profile view height. So that is how tall do we want our grid to show elevation. And I do want to see elevation for the entire road. It's telling me that the minimum elevation that we find is 1296, maximum 1548. So it's going to build the grid exactly to these specifications, unless I choose user specified. And I often like to do that because I want to see a little bit of a buffer below and above my profile. So let's say in this case I'll give it 15 feet, I'll call it 1280, and again roughly 15 feet, I'll call it 1565. I do not want to see a split profile view. I want one long grid line, or a one long grid of elevations, so I'm going to uncheck split profile view, which became checked as soon as I clicked user specified. So be careful of that, otherwise you're going to get three different views. And I'll click next. I'll leave the options alone. We are going to draw it. We could do all kinds of editing here for the display options. I'll leave this all alone for now and just click next. For data bands, I will change our data bands to no bands for now, but if you did want to see some additional information at the bottom of our grid views, we would select a data band, or if you wanted to move it to the top. But again, no bands for this video. And then I will click next. Also, no hatch will I be adding to our table for now. I'll just leave it alone at the default, and we'll see what we get when I click Create Profile View. Now if I look at my cursor, it's telling me to select the profile view origin. So where do I want to put this grid? And as soon as I click, it's going to create a large grid to the right of my cursor. So I don't want to have my cursor over here, or the grid will obscure my drawing, and we generally don't want to move our profile views. So I will put it out of the way somewhere to the right of my active drawing. And you can see it did create a pretty large grid view to the right of my cursor. So this is a good place for it. And we see our title, we see some station labeling. Also, most importantly, we see this red line, which is the actual elevation of the ground. So what the ground is doing as we follow along our alignment. So here at station 2 plus 0, 0, we would start driving down our road. So we would start right here, and as we travel along the alignment, this is what the elevation of the ground is doing. So pretty up and down terrain that we're looking at here. And then this is actually my alignment crosses a lake, which explains this flat spot, and then back up the hill on the other side. So that is the quick and dirty profile creation. We will continue this drawing in a later video and work all the way to building a corridor and a corridor surface. But for now, that's all we got. Thanks for watching.